in our industry, we always talk about the fake documents and all. We, especially when it comes to the A side and B side, right? I think regulator is also trying to make an effort of bringing in the CRA income verification tool. I don't know when it'll happen, but there's a lot of buzz about it, right, in the industry. What's your take on that, on the fake documents and all? And do you guys see that as well on your end?
Yeah, so the income verification tools, long overdue. I think we'd love to see that CRA verification tool be accessible to in the broker industry as well. I think that'd be great. It's always going to be there, unfortunately. We'd like to see it all cleaned up, but with some of those tools, it will be. But it's just taking a little bit longer than for us to see that. Being on my side of the business, we don't see a whole lot of the fake documents because if you're coming to a private lender, you got to be pretty nuts to be sending in fake documents to us, right? All we need is 3 months bank statements. If you're giving us 3 months fake bank statements, you're really desperate. What you really should be going to is a broker who knows what the lender's policy guidelines are, right? If your bank statements aren't strong, there might be another private lender for you. Just don't come to us, right? So most people are smart enough to realize that and not send their deal to us if their bank statements are weak, right? Because that's one requirement that we do have at our bank, right? So we don't see a lot of that. Some of the red flags sometimes that we do see are, some of the private purchases, people trying to, it's more on the property side of things versus just the income side of things, right? People trying to inflate names, price, the values of the properties, right? You see last minute amendments of people being removed from a deal, right? Where there's an issue with that client, right? That's why they fell apart at the bank, right? But they don't tell you that, right? So we have to be a little bit more slick with what we see and the stuff that we uncover. But really, there shouldn't be much in the way of fraud when it comes to doing a private loan, right? When it comes to income. I would hope not anyways. It's sad that we have seen it in the past, but we shouldn't really, right? If someone knows our guidelines.
So how's the market from the private lender perspective? Were you guys more busy back in the day when the housing market was booming a lot in 2020 to 2022-ish kind of a period? And what's the market more like nowadays from 2023 to 2025 when everybody is in a crunch? They are desperate to get mortgages and banks are getting tight on their guidelines as well.
Yeah. In those years at 21, 22, it was crazy busy. I don't think we've hit that levels of volume as yet since then. But that's not to say that there aren't deals, right? So especially right now, as you mentioned, there's been a lot of tightening in the space of the A space, the bank space. So there needs to be solutions for some of those clients. It might not necessarily be a vault deal when it comes to a second mortgage. You know what? That's not something that we really do, but we are seeing a number of inquiries. Some may fit, some don't, but the number of inquiries is high, just not as much funding as it has in the past because the resale market hasn't been as hot. That's all.